Alright, this is going to be a quick update on the 6.0 Roots blower build. Finally able to start working on this thing a little bit again while I'm waiting for parts on my Studi. I got the crankshaft in. I put main studs in it. It's got main studs all in it. Hopefully the crankshaft's in permanently. There's no pistons or anything else in it, no camshaft. I did install new cam bearings, so those are all in. I'm hoping to wait till I figure out what car this is going in before I order a camshaft. But anyways, I got the BDS blower hub assembly lightly put on. It's pressed on. I do have the double keyways cut in the crankshaft, but I do not have the keyways on the hub right now, just for mock-up purposes. And this is a ginormous pulley that I will not be running on this thing. Also used just for general mock-up. One thing the BDS people could not tell me was what the spacing was on this pulley. Was it Corvette, F-body, or truck? Turns out to be a Corvette spacing, so that's good. If for some reason I decide to go with a different engine accessory mock-up other than Corvette, I'd have to look into it, but I could possibly always machine down the difference between the Corvette and the F-body or the truck, depending on what this engine goes in. So I got this all mocked up. Main reason I did that was so I can figure up the distance of blower snout I need to line up with that pulley. And it looks like it's going to be 7 inches. It's fairly long blower snout for a street application. I wish it was shorter, but I want to be able to keep factory accessory drive on it. So that's why I ended up going with that. I may end up putting some supports somewhere off the heads up to the snout just to keep a little bit of an upward tension on it from the belt wanting to pull down. And I also need to do a idler pulley for the belt somewhere. I'm not sure yet. I really wanted to come off the blower. I'm not sure if it's going to work or not, but we'll see. I have to get the blower snout before I can make any of these plates up down here, because I need to know where the blower is going to sit exactly so I can make that plate up. I can go ahead and make this top plate up for the throttle bodies. I ordered some blank fuel rails, so I'll machine those out to where I want to put my fuel injectors. It'll probably be 2 closer to here and then 2 over there, because there's a little divider in it. So I want to keep the injectors in that square right there. So I'll order a plate for that and start getting those things mounted up. Alright, I was also able to acquire this last year at a swap meet. It's a belt guard. It's actually a little bit short for this if you go off of here. So I'm going to have to make some spacers or get some longer studs or something, but I'll figure that out. This thing is pretty tall, as you can tell, from the pan rail, from the oil pan rail to the top of the throttle bodies is right at 32 inches. So it's a pretty tall engine compared to your standard LS engines. So it'll stick out of the hood quite a ways in whatever I put it in, which I'm not sure what I'm going to put this thing in yet. I'm actually looking for 63 to 67 Nova hardtop with no rust. That's my #1 premise. I don't want this build to be about the building a car so much as getting this engine going and what it takes to make it run right. So I don't want the car to necessarily be part of this whole, what I'm trying to accomplish here with this engine. I just want the car to be a test mule, basically, that will allow me to do what I want. One reason why I like a Nova is all the aftermarket support for the front suspension and all that. You can get everything bolt-in versus my Studebaker, where every single piece we're pretty much building for that car, and it's taking forever. One reason why I'm working on this right now is I got parts on order for the Studebaker, some cables and stuff, but everything else we're making. I got plastic on order to make my own clips. But the other car I'm kind of looking at is a G8. They have a lot of room in front of the engine. Back here, I would know for sure I'd have to notch the wiper cowl. I don't know if I would have to physically cut into the metal. I would not be opposed to getting a G8. I'm actually talking to a guy trying to get him to come down a little bit on one. Right now we're about $500 apart on one that needs some work. And I think this would be kind of cool to stick in there. For one, the structure is already there for an LS motor. Bolt right up at the tranny. The wiring harness should work. I can get splitters for these throttle bodies, so I can split those into one and still run the factory harness on it. And my tuner Pete will absolutely love me when he has to tune this thing. As he says, it wouldn't be a final call racing project if it wasn't hard. So I know he's really looking forward to this one when I get it done. But anyways, just give you a quick update. Next update, hopefully I'll be able to start working on the mounts for the blower. I'll get the blower snout put on it and start working on this stuff too. Once I get that stuff done, this thing will basically just be putting an engine together. The heads aren't stuck on or nothing. Like I said, there's no pistons in it. So anyways, keep a watch out for this build. I hope you guys like it. I'm trying to do something a little different. I'm not going to show you every step of how to build an LS engine. That's why I skipped the cam bearing install, the crankshaft install. You can find that stuff anywhere. Figure out how to do it. It's not hard. But anyways, thanks for watching, and as always, please like and subscribe.